have sailors from the USS Decatur, DD, what is it, 90 something or other? Oh, 73. Commander, up front and center. I had heard a rumor that you were leaving this morning, and now all of a sudden you're here, and that's great. You're leaving Tuesday, so
yes, sir.
Will the ship be available for?
Sir, I gave up command yesterday at 1400, so I don't speak for the ship anymore.
Well, you can speak to the crowd for 2 minutes. Tell them what it is, how great to have a command of a guided missile destroyer. Yeah.
There are no words. I tried to use the words yesterday, and I started crying in the middle of it. So I'm not sure I could still make it through today. But for those of you, you see the young people over here sitting to your right, the Sea Cadets. Yes, you can be anything. A little hard work, a little interest, a little motivation, and you can go as far as you want to go. My sailors over here, my former sailors. We've had to explain to my 2- and 4-year-old nephew that it's not Aunt Shanti's ship anymore; it's Uncle Joel's, which they sort of get, but not really. The young people on your right, the young people over here on your left, proof that today's generation of young people may not have been tested as strenuously as the generation of the World War II, but they have met admirably every single challenge that's been faced in front of them, and they have answered the call to service in Iraq, Afghanistan, and at sea all over the world. I'm going to thank you all for coming and for honoring this amazing crew, the crew of the USS San Francisco. I attended school in Callahan Hall and Sims Hall at various points in my naval career. I remember seeing the pictures of the Medal of Honor and the citations growing up as a student going through the Damage Control Assistant School. And the story of the San Francisco has been one of perseverance, valor, and amazing acts by people who did things that they never thought they'd do. So I honor you, and thank you for honoring my sailors as well.
We salute you. Thank you. Now, I've got a whole lot of stuff that I was going to say, but, we have a pretty busy program, and when we have, special people like the former skipper of a guided missile destroyer, that's big time. Thank you so much. Now, the San Francisco was the second ship named San Francisco. It was an old one back in the C-5 back in 1890. But the San Francisco got the bell, which from the San Francisco had it all through the war, and it's now in the lobby of the Marines Memorial Club down there at Sutter and Mason Street. If you have a chance, be sure to drop in and take a look at it. And there are little brass plaques all around it to tell you what it is. We had Captain Vince Colon here a few years ago. When he was on board, he was a seaman, and his duty was to polish that bell. Well, the Navy, he retired as a full captain. And I was down there when they inaugurated the bell, and he was right there shining the bell in his captain's uniform. So San Francisco is one of those things, one of those great things. Now, during that naval battle, which was actually 2 battles, it was the Friday the 12th, the damaged Betty bomber, Japanese Betty bomber, crashed into the after control, completely demolished it. And here was the skipper up on the bridge with Admiral Callahan. They had this job. They wanted to go in and attack the Japanese fleet, which is called the Midnight Express, because they came down through Florida Sound to land troops on Guadalcanal. And they figured it was a huge one because they somehow saw there were 10 Japanese transport with 14,000 troops. The idea was to retake Henderson Field, which we had to have. and they needed it for their further expansion down south. Anyway, they overheard said, like, which is on the black plaque back here, says, "Admiral, that's suicide." And I said, "Yes, I know, but we have to do it." And they did, and it was a turning point. The battle's about 1 o'clock in the morning, Friday the 13th. And you can just go from there. It was, we won. The next morning, the Haia was a derelict. The battleship, they had two battleships, the Haia and the Kirishima, and it was just going in circles because one shell from the San Francisco jammed the rudder. Now, we had submarines, other ships shooting at it, could not sink it. They finally had to scuttle it themselves. So it's sitting there too. And it was forward to sound with all the official title of the battle was Third Salvo because of the third battle around Salvo Island, which is an island a little northeast of Guadalcanal. And the other two, we lost all our ships. So it came to be known as Iron Bottom Sound and Iron Bottom Bay. During that battle, there were 4 Medals of Honor, 32 Navy Crosses, 21 Silver Stars, 236 Purple Hearts for those killed and wounded in action. The Bronze Star hadn't been established, but if it had, there probably would have been a lot of those. Now, the sailors that were killed in action, they're all listed on the program and back here. 3 destroyers were named after Medal of Honor winners. The Callahan Casson Young, who was the skipper, and bosun mate First Class Reinhard Kepler. 19 destroyer escorts were named for Navy Cross veterans. The USS Harmon DE 678 was named for MS-1 Leonard Harmon, the first U.S. Navy ship named for a black sailor. Ironically, the USS Callahan was sunk by the Japanese during the Battle of Okinawa, and it was the last ship sunk in World War II. Fortunately, a second destroyer was built, a Kidd class guided missile destroyer, USS Callahan DDG 894. Now there's a photo, a small one. There used to be a large one, but on the poster over there, down the bottom left of the right-hand poster, is a picture of all of the USS San Francisco sailors that were at Pearl Harbor through all 17 major battles. And we have some of those today. What I'd like to do now is to recognize Pearl Harbor veterans. Would you stand? Those that can. Johnny, right out in front here. Thank you. Frisco veterans. Shipmates, Frisco veterans. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Okay, 5. All other World War II veterans. There we go. Yes. Cold War veterans. Cold War veterans. Yes. You are being recognized. Yes. We are being recognized. Korean War veterans. Korean War veterans. There we are. Vietnam veterans. There we are. Yes, sir. Bosnia veterans. Any from Bosnia? Hey, there we are. Ah, excellent. Iraq veterans. Have to be some of you folks here. There we are. Afghanistan veterans. Yes. Spouses, sons, daughters, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren of veterans. Yes, indeed. Allied veterans and relatives of Allied veterans. I know we have a few of you. There we are, Pete. Royal Navy. USS San Francisco Memorial Foundation members, would you please stand? Let's see, we've got Peter, Johnny. There we are. Good. Thank you. Well now, Chief Johnny, it's your turn to introduce someone.